Thank you. For a change, I'm happy to present my presentation in English. So this is a practical perspective of a business firm. So I hope I will not be boring. So I will take you through my presentation. My name is Engidu Guts from Guts Agro Industry PLC. I'm one of the two co-founders of the company. So with a brief introduction of the company, I will go through the presentation. Our company established in 2005 with initial capital of 11 million birr and with an objective of processing nutritious food product for local market. We have two facilities, one in Hawassa and another one in Oromia region, Bishoftu. In Hawassa, you can see that the compound holds 3 lines. The first line, the first line, we use it to process CSB or the corn soya blend mix. It uses a roasting technology, while the second one produces the flake product using a drum dryer. And the third line is a small extruder with twin head extruder, which we are planning to produce the snack product in collaboration with this project. The laboratory facility operates, or the staffs in the quality sections are taking samples from the raw materials to the end products. They start to buy their tests to determine even our price, because while we are giving a specification to our suppliers, sometimes receiving it accordingly is very tough. So it is there we calculate even our input based on the moisture or impurity content. The other facility, which is in Oromia, is processing salt. And as you see it here on the left side or below, so it has a purification, purifying line and iodization facility, which actually not only processing for the food industry or for edible salt, but also for the other industries like tannery, textile, detergent. These are our employees with a total number of about 160. Out of them, the 1/3 or 3-to-1 ratio are women. Actually, we believe in the women staffs. We also say that our products are sensitive, that can be handled by a woman, not only on the processing side, even on the supply side and distribution side, which I'm going to show you later. These are some of the products we are doing currently. The snack, which branded as Limbo, the Shiro powder. I don't know how many of you tasted the Ethiopian step. Yeah, no, that's good. So, and the salt plus the CSB, the corn soya blend for emergency programs, and the industrial salt for the industries. We take the inclusive business model and involved farmers as our suppliers. Why we chose this model is because we are forced to take it as a best option. When we start operation in Hawassa, getting the supplies or most of the raw materials was very tough, because the information we had before going to the south region was that south region is a belt, a maize belt, and that was the reason why we went there. But actually, by the time we start operation, we found out the belt is not there. I mean, the price is higher than the central market. So what the information, the quality of information was wrong, because it didn't include the consumption of that area. Even though that it is a belt, or even though that it has a big potential for maize, but the consumption also is demanded more of that area production. So that's the first blow we had, and to go for collaboration with academia to get a quality information. So information matters for business. These are some of customers we are supplying to our products. Ala Bajimla is a big enterprise that have facility warehouse in about six to eight regions. It is owned by government, but because of their objective of addressing the consumers with affordable products, we prefer to work with this institute. The others are privately owned companies, and big hotels like Sheraton, Ethiopian Airlines are our customers. This is a distribution model we are using to address the low-income consumers at the BOP. Now they have reached about 690 in a year operation, and we are striving to make them 3,000. This is where we are also involved with more women to reach the consumer in door-to-door fashion. And also most of them are mothers who knows about complementary feed, about breastfeeding, and about the advantage in cleanliness, hygiene, and delicate nature of those products which has been supplied to the babies or children's. This door-to-door distribution model has also an advantage of communicating the consumers directly in their own way, and also minimizing cost of the distribution, because they are working in their free time after take caring of the family, their own family works, and there is no high value or high cost infrastructure we are using for this distribution model, because there are hubs in every regions in a big city. So with 200 or less than $10 working capital and an additional training and sales kit, they immediately become a business woman. And actually, by now, the average income for this woman reached about 1,000 or about $50 a month, which is very reasonable for people who had nothing to contribute in the family. And the other advantage we see using these women is because of the nature of, the rural area setup, scattered in village, you only find two, three houses in a village, in a rural village. So these women can reach all of them because they are better than us in addressing, reaching the end user in a scattered area. This is the distribution segmentation we are using in cities. This is an example in Addis Ababa, because we are working in city, rural, and semi-urban areas. We have different models according to the different customers. As you see here, it is segmented in 3 areas, starting from the center of Addis, about 26 blocks. So it is like clockwise going as area 1, block 1 to area 3, block 3, or it goes on like that. The target markets are already defined or listed. So we are trying to reach every customer door to door, house to house, because we are trying to address the consumers like an accountant, bookkeeping. So while we have the target market on the left side, we are trying to address or increase every day the number of consumers we are addressing because of, And as I mentioned, information, supply chain, distribution, all are very challenging for us, including knowledge for industries such nutritious product processing industry is in an infant stage in Ethiopia. So finding a skilled manpower or skilled staff is also was very challenging. So this is one of the drives for our collaboration with media, academia, and other partners. For instance, here the ETA, or Ethiopian Agriculture Transformation Agency, we are working together for value chain strengthening programs. Like they have about 26 value chain programs including maize, soybean, teff, chickpea, and other crops. So the linking, the training, because we cannot solve the whole problem what we are facing every day, whether it is quality delivery time or keeping the contract, because most of the time, even though that it is the best option for us to work with cooperatives, but sometimes we are absorbing the loss and because sometimes they default for any reason, whether they find if they find a better price or by their own reason. So we need a third party as like an arbitration or for the regulation side, because there is no such defined regulation or rules or law which guided us to have this contract between us and the cooperatives. Yeah, we are lucky to have Hawassa University with us, in very close distance, and the project with the Saskatchewan University, and the product development, the commercialization of the baby food, and the complementary and snack food, as you saw it's today almost 100 times. And we want to provide our customers with a science-based, with a research input, and with a product that have a clear direction in all its aspects, not only in terms of the demand, but even the cost-effective approaches in branding and marketing side. The World Food Program and the USAID also are our partners in developing products such as ready-use supplementary feed, which is based in chickpea. Actually, it was a paste product which has been used only the peanut, but this is the first time it is done with chickpea. Mercy Crops and Care have a program which is a woman empowerment program. So again, like I said, individually, a private sector or a donor or a government cannot solve the problem. And they have this program to train women to find job for them. But after train them, after providing them access to finance, they may not get easily a kind of job suitable for this woman. So we are between us, give them this chance of using our product and other companies' product to involve them as a sales agent. So we are working with these two organizations for this purpose in the South region. IFDC, because the BOP market or the door-to-door distribution model is new, or this is a first of its kind in Ethiopia. We were trying to find a solution to those people who are living in rural area. Like it has been said by Dr. Shalamed and Dr. Carol, the malnourished scenery in Ethiopia is the worst. But still getting to that, addressing nutrition cannot be done only by a government or by donors. Because the private sector, we say that the private sector have a better solution, a better approach, even taking the risks to go anywhere, by doing good and doing business the same time. So when we look for a solution to reach those low-income consumers in the rural area, the FDC with the BOP Innovation Center, they were the one who brought us different models for a country like Ethiopia, and a model from emerging countries like India, Bangladesh, that they have tried as a big distribution model like Shakti, which has been initiated by Unilever and donors, which reached about 75, it's involved 75,000 women to reach the rural area or low-income consumers. The same way, there is another model which is called Jita in Bangladesh and others. Out of those models, we try to adopt the Ethiopian model, because the situation is totally different from India, or even the culture is totally different. Because when you go door to door to a consumer's place and ask him to buy your product, it almost means begging you to take it as if it is not have a demand. Because going there, going there to the a door gate itself makes it like cheap, the product. So there is also a work needed for behavioral change, training, education, even on the side of the consumers. And that is also another good reason why we are involved with academia, that are that have this segment and pillar in the project, with using the digital and other methods of promotion, including the farm radio. As a responsible company, we also have defined policy for corporate social responsibility, and we, out of what we get, try to support children, but especially orphanage children, elders, and people who cannot access clean water, potable clean water. We are supplying like about people in 5 kilometer radius in Bishoftu, and we are supporting children and elders in South region. These are some of our international activity and commitment. This happened in 2012. We signed a letter of intent to address, to reach 52,000, about 50,000 smallholder farmers, sourcing the market. And of course, in 2013 in London, we also pledged to reach 300 employees with nutrition policy and improve maternal health and support breastfeeding to 100 working mothers in our own company. This is the future. Like I showed you, we have different lines which use different technology, but now it is time that we think producing all this together, and rather than doing them here and there. Our products are either powder mix or paste or snack. They all use almost similar inputs. So by having an integrated line, we can process up to the final stage, which needs mixing. Then we can come up to our product. This is like a future project of ours, which already we started working on it. Finally, we can get such a mix of product that's of course used as risk mitigation, because in Ethiopia the market is not like reliable. There is a fluctuation situation in emergency market or in the consumer market. So by having such a line, we can address both the emergency and the consumer market together. Actually, we prefer to go for the consumer market. We hope we continue doing that. But the situation is still deteriorating in Ethiopia. So anytime, if needed, it can be immediately used as emergency food product processing equipment. With that, I would say thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have time for a few questions.
Thank you very much for nice presentation. My question is just, as a private company, it's very important just to even focus to create link with some of the NGOs as well. But its impact is only limited towards the south. In the north, I don't know some of the products actually existing like that. So you do have a very ample market opportunity if you better link with some of the public institutions instead of only with NGOs. So I would like even to communicate in the future also to just create link with our university in the North, Mekelle University, as well as some other governmental institutions, because this will help to address some of the malnutrition problems in the region as a whole. So I thank you very much, actually.
Thank you. I think I take it as a remark, so yeah.
Yeah, at Engidu, I think we have talked several times, but one question was running in my head while you were presenting. When we were in the field studying for potential business models, one of the questions that kept coming from different people is product assortment, particularly in regard to the micro-franchising model. So are you considering to partner with other organizations to increase the range of product assortment available for the micro franchises?
Thank you very much. I should have mentioned this. This distribution model, which is branded as Like. By the way, Like means my fits tailored for me, which directly tries to address the low-income consumer, because sometimes we use the same product in different package. What we sell in Addis Ababa or to the Sheraton Hotel may be packed in a jar in a 1,000 gram, while we are serving the same product in 200 gram to make it affordable. So we are trying to link with others. For instance, we already started negotiating with the milk powder plant provider company to have a small sachet in our basket. We call the bag and the tricycle a basket. And there is another organization also accepted our invitation to get on board with a water filter powder. We are trying to identify some other products which are demanded by the consumers, as well as which can encourage and give additional incomes for our distributors, women distributors. So this distribution model actually came to find a solution. I mean, in principle, I wish we only focus in the processing part, but because we have to sell it, and to sell it, we have to find a solution. But otherwise, it is not only for us. We are inviting everyone to get on board and work together, not only in South like remarked. We want to work all over the country, plus in the neighboring countries in the future. Thank you.